Fellas, have you ever wished you were a little bit taller? Kanzuri makes shoes that make you up to 2.8 inches taller without anyone knowing. Look, guys, girls get heels, makeup, and push up bras. Why can't men get a boost in confidence too? For now, for a limited time only, our listeners get an extra 15% off your order with the promo code FRATCHAT at kanzuri.com. This site is already 30% off, and with our promo code, you can get an extra 15% off. That's 45% off for your entire order. Support our show and check them out at conzuri.com and use the promo code FRATCHAT. And we're recording, Mr. Mo.
Yay!
Yay. This is totally random, but have you ever had your morning poops come out in weird shapes?
Kind of like this shape?
Yeah.
That's my favorite mug.
Hello!
Hi, Chris, it's me! We're gonna have the best day ever, buddy! No, don't push me!
I've never had weird shapes, but I have had them talk to me and tell me their life story. How about that? Does that count?
Mine came out looking like sausage links. Perfectly sized, connected. Like, it's like, damn, that came out of me. I made that. Like, what the fuck? I did a
Maybe they were sausage links. Maybe you were drunk and don't remember swallowing them whole. Maybe swallowing two at a time without chewing. I do that.
Yeah, Julie's been telling me to chew my food instead of swallowing it whole. So that does add up. It makes a lot of sense these days. So that's fair enough. But
what other shapes have your ass created? Your ass pinch lopes into art.
Well, like yesterday, for example, it looked like a little horsey. You know what I mean? It had like little 4 little specks after like the turd.
4 little specks, or were they tapeworms?
The day before it looked more like a wiener dog. You know, it was like a long turd with
with legs.
The day before that, it's debatable. You know, if you ask me, I say it looks like Jay Leno, but I forced Julie to look at it, and she says Donald Trump. So it just depends who side.
Orange.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I ate a lot of Cheetos the night before, and you know, things happen.
Yeah.
But anyways, as long as that's not normal, I'm gonna go see a doctor after this. But we're gonna do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge.
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris MORE.
Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Steve-O Moore. How's it going, Mr. Mo?
Oh, it's good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I am over here living the dream because we're coming to the greatest comedy show of all time this Friday, baby, August 11th, 7:15, Broadway Comedy Club. We got Pedro Gonzalez headlining. We got Sam Morrison coming back after literally having a sold-out show. Sugar Daddy kicking ass and taking names and rocking the house at Late Night with Seth Meyers. You also, of course, got Divya Gunasekar. You got Mr. Mo. You got Ren Prendamano. You got myself. It's gonna be a good ass time.
That's great. Who's hosting?
You are.
You bet your ass I am.
I was like, really?
Yay!
We do this again? Oh, and of course, how could I forget? We also have our good friend of the show, hilarious comics, seen a Sirius XM and all kinds of good places. Veronica Garza. I'm a fucking jerk. But, yeah,
I love her too. Oh my gosh, what a gem!
She is awesome. So it's gonna be a good time. Check out the site. Ticket sites at tiny.cc/greatest comedy show and use promo code greatest for 50% off. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, folks. What did you can use to get drunky at the show. You know, I think you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We always get drunk at the show.
Yeah, especially after.
Yeah.
I like really wake up hurting
Mhm.
after those shows. So it's done wonders for my livers. But anyways, everything's good over here, Mr. Mo. How about yourself? I hear you have a new fire cabinet.
My neighbor just moved out, and she's older and really sweet. I think she lived in this apartment for like 30 years. And she was like, I have so much good stuff. Come and check it out. And we said, okay. And it was all a bunch of old trash. She's like this is brand new. This and I just cleaned this. I'm looking at all this junk, like, bitch, you did not clean none of it. I was afraid I was gonna bring bugs into the apartment. I'm like, Osmar, don't take that. So I was at work yesterday, and she knocked on the door and asked Osmario to help her move some stuff. And in the process, she talked him into taking a few things home. And one thing that he was really excited about was a firebox of some sort. My mom and dad have been talking to Osmario and myself about getting some sort of like fireproof box, because Osmario's best friend had an apartment fire.
Right.
And last year, my neighbor, the building next to mine burnt down, and we just feel like we're surrounded by fire. So my dad said, you need to get a fireproof box for all your documents and your passport and immigration paperwork. So Osmario said, I got this thing. It's called a fire cabinet. And I said, whatever. So I came home and I said, Osmario, this dingy looking piece of shit is a file cabinet, and it's rusty and dented, and I don't want it in here. He said, no, it's for fires. It's for files. It's for files. It's a
You
file
put your paperwork in here, you idiot. Look, she has paper files on all of us.
He also brought in this like old wicker chair. I'm like, dude, we are not on the cast of Golden Girls. What is this doing in my apartment?
Right. Oh,
he's like, it's our apartment, bitch. It's mine. It's my apartment. I decorated. It's my stuff. I paid the bills. I don't want this in here. I have to put my foot down. I hate to be an asshole, but I don't want this.
Oh my God. Her last wish. That lady, by the way, she doesn't have much, Mr. Mo, left. And her last wish on this earth was, please keep this wicker chair safe. It was handed down to me by my grandmother, who survived the camps in the war.
Wait, can you say that again, but with an Irish accent? She's from Ireland.
She's from Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, laddie, I don't have long time. Would you please keep this item safe for me, laddie? Oh.
Yeah, sounds about right.
There you go. See, and the Oscar goes to, I'll take it. The actors are on strike. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I will not slap anybody on the stands, Oscars. So just,
dude, this strike sucks because I'm not getting any traction on my scripts.
Yeah, nothing's gonna, at least stand up is in a different world, but makes you realize how little we make on stand up.
I know, they're like, we don't get any money. I'm like, I would switch salaries in a heartbeat. You get paid, you get anything. Oh, that's nice.
But I do support them striking. These fucking goddamn CEOs need to cough up, man. It's getting stupid.
Dude, I support the writers more than I support the actors.
Well, it depends, because obviously if you're making like Tom Cruise money, then like you don't fucking need it. But not every actor does, like background work that is SAG, all these other things that, you're on there for like fucking 17 hours and doing nothing, like you're not important to the film in the sense of that, like, and usually you're in terrible conditions and you don't get paid enough. Like I've been in some situations where it's like, you don't get paid enough for this shit. What the fuck? So I get it. I definitely support them. But the writers, like I mean, also again, depends on the role, but having to live paycheck to paycheck and like creating some of like the more famous projects in Hollywood is an oxymoron. That shouldn't be. You know what I mean? People should. If you're not working, I get it, but like if you're working, you should be able to fucking survive. That's absurd. And it also goes to show, it's not just the little money they're getting, but also the cost of living is absurd. Everywhere where entertainers live, New York, Chicago, LA, like everybody's being priced out. So that's also, things need to come down a bit, man. Like it's getting fucking ridiculous. Like people have to move like an hour and a half away just so they can go to work. Like it's ridiculous. Like there's people sleeping in their car.
Yeah, a lot of my friends, they have apartments in New York, but they have to be in LA. So they try to find someone to sublet their apartment in New York, which isn't always successful. And then they have to rent a place in LA, but most places don't allow you to just rent for a 6-month lease. You know what I mean? So it's really difficult to just arrange your life to like plan anything when you're writing for a sitcom. You're not writing all year round.
No, totally. I agree. It's tough, man. It's a tough situation. So shout out to the people out in the streets. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep rocking. Fuck those CEOs. Pay up, motherfuckers.
Fuck him in the butt with no fucking lube.
That's
You
right.
heard it here, guys.
Fuck them. Anyways, onto this crazy news story that actually Julie sent to me. So shout out to her. Yeah, but shout out more importantly to the people of puberty again.
Oh, is this about Pee Wee Herman?
No, but shout out to Pee Wee, dude. That made me so sad.
What am I?
I fucking love Pee Wee. That was my guy. I like when the first time I saw that fucking dance, I was sold on that goddamn character. Pee Wee, I miss you so much already, damn it. I'm gonna watch Pee Wee's Big Adventure tonight, damn it.
He didn't age. Did you know he was 70?
Yeah, crazy. And it's crazy he was fighting cancer for 6 years, he didn't tell anyone. And it's fuck, man. Cancer just goddamn sucks. So fuck. Rest in peace, Pee Wee. That one really hurt. That's like when like Robin Williams hurt equally.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Joan Rivers.
yeah, like that. It's like people who shaped who you are, your personality. It's like so it fucking sucks. It fucking really sucks. Anywho,
yeah, like
this
Jeffrey
story
Dahmer.
is crazy.
I said Jeffrey Dahmer, but I was just joking.
Oh, Uncle Jeffy, yes.
He was so creative.
Right, he sure was. He just wanted to start his own food blog, and he's just ahead of his time.
Innovative, I know.
Anyways, an 87-year-old woman said she offered a young man who entered her Brunswick, Maine home while she was sleeping a late-night snack to keep him busy until the cops came. Her name was Marjorie Perkins, and she apparently woke up in the earlier hours of July 26th to find this dude standing by her bed with no shirt on. And she said it was dark, and he said, "I'm going to cut you." And then she said, "I'm going to cut you." Now she says she jumped out of bed, she picked up a chair, and then she tried to use it as a shield. And then he kept knocking her against the wall. She says causing bruises on her forehead and cheek. And the attack continued until he got tired. And then she followed him into the kitchen where he mentioned he was hungry and hadn't eaten in a long time. The 87-year-old then said she offered him a box of peanut butter and honey crackers and 2 tangerines, along with other snacks, citing her time as a teacher for her quick thinking. And it's like, that was to keep him busy. What do you think? He's sitting there with the tangerines. She said, "I taught school for 35 years. While he was peeling the tangerines, she called 911. And after finishing, he put on his pants and left. And then he left his shoes,
So his shirt and his pants were off?
Yeah, he was. I guess he was trying to like rape her or something. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do there. I guess rape and kill, or just kill. I don't know.
Nice.
But now here's the kicker: he left his. He put on his pants and left, but he left his shoes, shirt, and knife behind. And the lady says that she knows the suspect's family, as he used to mow her lawn for money when he was fucking younger. So he is a goddamn moron. He gets the womp womp. But
he's not right in the head.
But yeah, I feel like, honestly, though, a lot of serial killers start operating that way. You know, they do a break-in, you know, maybe he did want to kill her. And he was just like a lazy piece of shit, though. Maybe he thought he'd eat a tangerine and feel better and then go finish the job. I don't know what the fuck.
Where was this? You said Brunswick?
It was in Maine, Brunswick, Maine.
People, I think there's a lot of towns where people don't lock their doors. I've always heard like on the news that people are like, we don't lock our doors around here. And I think to myself, you're just asking for some shit. You know, I had to question the validity of this story. An 87-year-old woman jumping out of bed. Doesn't happen.
Like, he was just very slow, you know. He's like stabbing down, like.
and if you're gonna make someone something to eat, I think it's kind of like shitty to say, "Let me make you something to eat," and then just pull out a box and 2 tangerines from a bowl. You didn't make anything. You just handed this guy what you would hand a dog that was a stray. Do you know what I mean? What a selfish bitch.
Yeah, you could have made him a sandwich or something. Come on.
Yeah.
People these days, they just don't know about a good charcuterie board, huh, Simo?
You know, I since that she knew him, my assumption is that it wasn't just her quick thinking, it was her familiarity with him and just trying to calm him down, and you know what I mean? So I think that she was lucky in the sense that her attacker was familiar, so she probably knew exactly what to say to like calm his nerves and to get him feeling safe, so she could call 911.
Now I have to say though, like, I'm glad she survived.
Of course,
I'm so happy.
She doesn't have that much time left.
Yeah, hell yeah, but and plus, what a badass. But this dude, how lazy do you have to be to go in there and then just like give up midway? Like, oh man, I'm hungry. Like, what are you doing, bro? He's gonna get eaten up alive in jail. He's not. I'm just saying, it's not gonna be good for him. He does not have the stamina to survive against the 87-year-old lady. He's beat in the yard. I don't know anything about jail other than, like, you know, the things you see about movies and then driving by a few. I've had a couple close calls, but never taken it physically to jail. But yeah, I just, you know, if an 87-year-old lady held you down, you're beat. There's nothing.
It's also her story against his.
Yeah, but she survived. He had a knife. Otherwise, you know, he would have fucking.
She's like, I fought him off till he got tired, and he. What if he was just like, "Excuse me, Mrs. Miller, I haven't eaten in a while. Could you make me a snack?"
Yeah,
I don't know.
I brought you my favorite knife.
Or maybe she was like, I fought him and I took a chair and I did this, and meanwhile he's in a wheelchair, but she didn't mention that. I mean, there could be a lot of details missing. I don't know. I need to hear his side of it. This allegedly happened.
He was in a wheelchair and he had broken arms. The knife was like stuck into the cast.
What if he woke up and was like, "Hey, Miss Miller, this is my new pocket knife that my dad gave me for my birthday."
Yeah, he was 6. That's what the story leads at. It doesn't say the intruder's age. He was a 4-year-old.
What was her name again?
Marjorie Perkins.
Perkins. Sounds like a liar to me. Just
Kinda
kidding.
crazy. Summer is coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full body grooming and hygiene products. Don't be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair, baby. And if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless. Because the ladies love those hairless titties, believe you me. It's time to get ready for a hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code FRATCHAT. Because the guy who played...
I'm glad she's okay.
The guy who played Psycho, the stabby film with Alfred Hitchcock, the actor's name was Anthony Perkins. So maybe it's his mom or sister or something.
Full circle.
Yeah, right. We've come full circle. And anyways, speaking of violent affairs, Mr. Mo,
Yeah.
we get to it because Mr. Mo and I grew up in the years of celebrity boxing and celebrity deathmatch, where your favorite celebrities would battle it out to death for our amusement. That's celebrity boxing. That was supposedly real. It led us to think of some funny scenarios. You know what I mean? Things that could potentially happen. And plus, tonight, as we record this, there is a big celebrity boxing fight. This comes out Tuesday, so we don't know who won at this point. But Jake Paul is fighting Nate Diaz tonight. And Nate Diaz is obviously a really famous UFC future Hall of Famer, total badass. Jake Paul was a Disney show guy and a blogger who now has come to fame for fighting retired MMA fighters. He's coming off a loss, and we'll see what happens in this weird celebrity fight. But that started our minds rumbling and jungling here at the Frat Chat Podcast. What if we got other celebrity fights going? You know what I mean? Like what would it be like if we picked some of the biggest beefs or some of our favorite celebrities and just let them fucking go at it? But like I said, since we grew up in this era of celebrity boxing, we think of celebs, but since we also grew up in celebrity deathmatch, we make it that anything can happen here. So any type of celeb, it can be cartoon, it can be TV characters, it can be Marvel characters, it can just be rich guys. Who knows what you're going to see on this list? But anything can happen here at the Frat Chat Podcast.
And then next week we're going to pick our own Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And they're going to fight to the death with bows and arrows and poison and things like that.
That's right. In real life too. So you guys get ready.
Yeah.
We got pull here at the Frat Chat Podcast with the numbers we're having these days. So suck it. Anyways, it's time to, as they say, it's time to rumble, Mr. Mo. Wait, actually, hold on. I think I can make this a little more official. I think you can totally.
Let's get ready to rumble.
One second. Boom, here we go. Yeah! It's time to get ready to rumble! Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, not official. Anyways, would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Well, I feel like I always go first. I think you should go first.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Anyways, I'm going to start with one that I'm not going to lie, I actually really wanted to see this fight for a long, long time. And this is a light heavyweight battle. And it's a battle for the cute 80s characters. And you got in one corner. Come on, let me do this. Let me do this with the thing. Yeah! In one corner, at 4'8", you got, I don't know how much you weigh, maybe 200 pounds. Gary, what you talking about, Willis Coleman versus at 4'3", little guy. But then he also grew up a little chunky, and I don't know what that feels like. Emmanuel Webster Lewis. So you got the battle of the cute little guys with their own shows. And I'm not gonna lie, at 4'8", Gary Coleman has that reach advantage over Lewis. But Lewis apparently is an avid Taekwondo practitioner.
Oh, really?
Fighting hills. Yeah, he might have some hands. But with that being said, Gary Coleman, after he was an actor, apparently he needed money, and he became a security guard in his life after acting. So he might know.
What?
Yeah, he might know how to.
Who's gonna be derailed by a 4'8" former child actor? Like, shouldn't there be a height requirement for the to be secure? I'm not trying to be like an anti-ADA or like I don't even know what I'm sorry. Like, why not have Miss Marge Perkins be a security guard? Why?
Hey, she can handle her way around because she
Maybe
her chair. No one's getting in. Now, here's the child. If I'm walking, I'm say I'm breaking into a building, put the window open, and let's say I'm gonna get Marge Perkins. I'm gonna get her, and I'm gonna open her door, and out jumps Gary Coleman. Yeah, I'm like Gary Coleman, and I'm gonna run. I'm fucking out of there.
No, you're not. You can put your hand on his forehead like this. He's gonna swing and swing and swing.
No.
You're gonna throw him over your shoulder, put him in a trunk, or shove him in a drawer. Put a chair in front of the dresser and keep it moving. Throw him in a closet and put a chair underneath the doorknob. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna faze me.
Oh, Gary.
Oh shit! Isn't he dead? Are they both dead?
I know Gary Coleman is Emmanuel Lewis. It's funny when you Google Emmanuel Lewis, the first thing is his height, and
really?
The third thing is his health.
Emmanuel Lewis sounds like a biblical name. Emmanuel. Isn't that like a Christmas song?
But no, he's alive. He's 52 years old.
Did he ever grow up?
No, he's still 4'3".
He is?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. He though he says for him there's no medical condition. He's just short, but he's only grown like 6 inches since the age of 12. So I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know, man.
You know what? I would feel like if I looked like that, and if anyone tried to be romantically involved with me, my assumption would be that they were a diddler and I was a loophole. You know what I mean?
Because he still looks very young, and
yeah,
so he looks childlike. It's funny, which I mean, if maybe Jared from Subway was around, that would have been his thing. However, I will say that not from experience, I don't know any, but I have seen porn, and I do know for a fact that little guys have normal sized dongs. So you put them in a little body, and it looks fucking massive. So there are upsides to it.
I don't know.
He was taking Taekwondo, so he's like, "Don't fuck with me, asshole."
Well, who do you think would win?
Honestly, well, knowing this Taekwondo thing, here's the thing: anybody can say they take like Taekwondo and suck. I've seen people who are like, "Oh, I went to boxing class," but they look like they can't.
I read a book on boxing.
Yeah,
I'm a beast.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I just look at it, I would think that Emmanuel Lewis would win because he's bigger. He was a little younger at the time.
He has a heartbeat.
I just feel like it would be a really ugly fight, but eventually Emmanuel Lewis would just sit on him, and then that'll be game over.
Maybe. I think Emmanuel Lewis would take Gary Coleman's flashlight from him and beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Be like, "What you talking about, Willis? This is what I'm talking about." Bam! Right in the head. Yeah, I honestly think Emmanuel.
I don't know. I think their voices are a little bit higher.
No, Gary Coleman was like, "What you talking about, Willis?"
Really?
What you talking about? It wasn't that high. I don't remember Emmanuel Lewis's voice, but I feel like they got normal-ish voices.
Yeah,
I think.
I would bet money on Emmanuel Lewis. I really would.
Yeah.
if I had the
Right.
opportunity, but I won't because Gary Coleman is dead. So way
Oh.
to bring down the vibe here.
This episode is ruined now. Damn it.
You know what? My first one was gonna be Monica Lewinsky versus Hillary Clinton. That was gonna be my
Oh.
first one, but I already know Monica Lewinsky would beat the fuck out of Hillary Clinton. I know she's been 1 and 2 for a long time, so that's not even a match.
I
But
don't know though, because Hillary's husband got, it was her husband first, So I think maybe Hillary would also kick her ass because it ruined her image. You know what I mean? Man, oh, you went back to Bill, you got cheated on and you just went back to being a fucking cushion, whatever, or a mat for him to walk on. So she took a lot of flack for going back to him.
yeah, but there's also a 20-year age difference. I feel like youth is on Monica's side. I don't know.
That's
But that
true.
could be next
Hillary
time. My
was-
first one is my first one is the good old fashioned Jennifer Aniston versus Angelina Jolie. Jennifer Aniston was America's sweetheart. Angelina Jolie, as far as I'm concerned, was America's home-wrecking hussy. And it's the sweet versus the sexy.
Ooh, sweet versus sexy, folks. Did you hear it? It's on.
You know, I think Jennifer Aniston can be sexy too. After seeing her in The Millers, I was like, oh, she still got it. But you know, I think that I don't know. I feel like back in the day, seeing Angelina Jolie in Tomb Raider, I was like, wow, she's a bad bitch. And seeing her in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm like, wow, she is a bad bitch. However, since then, I feel like she looks emaciated and sad. And I think that Jennifer Aniston clearly is taking good care of herself. And I think this day and age, Jennifer Aniston could beat the fuck out of Angelina. And I think Angelina would deserve to get the shit beat out of her for what she did to Jennifer's marriage.
Oh, but yet, you want Monica to take down Hillary? Do you hear yourself, Mr. Mo? Do you hear yourself?
No. Whoa.
Is that flip?
Monica's a victim.
Flippity flop, 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 flop.
I think everybody's a victim other than Bill in that situation. He was the one getting his dong licked. One of them was getting cheated on, and he was.
I think that if I'm not sure how old Monica Lewinsky was. I think she was 20, correct?
21.
21. If she was 4 years
22.
younger, just 4 years younger, Bill would be in jail. I think that just because she's of age doesn't mean that she's emotionally mature enough to handle that situation. And being amongst a man of power like that, it's scary to say no. You know, I don't know. I still maintain that.
I know it's not like a, that was a mutual relationship, I will say. Whether I agree that she wasn't emotionally ready for some shit like that. You're a fucking intern. That's the president of the United States. That's absurd.
That's your boss.
Yeah.
Your boss says you're in a really powerful position. Anyone would want this position. So if you want to maintain this position, get on your knees and suck my dick. I don't know what was said in the Oval Office.
She definitely loved him. She thought that he was gonna fucking leave Hillary for him. He was one of those. Oh, baby, I'm so close to telling her, but when is the right time? Keep sucking Hillary. it was one of those like cheesy 90s plots, that was like asshole. Like Bill was a total dick bag. But she definitely thought that they were gonna end up together. And she was smart enough though to keep that dress. She knew that she also needed some shit on him. So she was not, it was like
so gross to me.
Like I don't think she wasn't a total idiot clearly because she kept the dress. So she was more emotionally mature than a kid. Absolutely. But, that is, I can't imagine being 21 and having, like, obviously if the president was a lady, her try to bang me. I don't know what I would do. Maybe she was hot enough. And Bill at the time was kind of on top of the world in that sense. But I don't know. It's a tough one. But anyways, back to this. Back to Aniston versus Angelina. I could never, ever have left Jennifer Aniston, especially back then.
No way.
she was in her prime too, dude. And like, she's still absolutely one of the most beautiful people on earth. But like, man,
Yeah.
how do you? And I mean, I get it. You're working like closely. You're supposed to be this couple. It's a very sexy movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. There's a lot of tension there. Angelina,
Yeah.
Jolie's titties are in your head and your face, like for a fucking 14-hour shoot day. Things are gonna happen, but you know, when you got Jen Anniston at home, dude, like, come on, what are you doing, Bradley? What are you doing? That was a little self-sabotage, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Brad?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know,
I
he's
never
still
heard anyone call Brad Pitt Bradley until today. Come on, Bradley. You know he was in trouble when you call him by his full name.
That's right.
Bradley.
This isn't the
Damn
name
it.
of our man. Come on, Bradley, you motherfucker. You
Yeah.
had the Holy Grail in your hand. You just threw it away. You pissed in it. You fucking asshole. And I love your work, damn it. You're like one of my favorite actors. You're so goddamn good and cool. But fuck, you just have to do it. But anyways, Bradley, who do you think you think these days Jen Anniston would win?
Yeah, I do. I think Angelina Jolie has been out of the spotlight for a while, and every time I've seen her, she just looks emaciated and sad. I don't think she has the will to fight.
That's true. I think
Jennifer has something to prove.
I think it depends how long this fight goes. I think if it's early and Angelina still has some of that Tomb Raider training in her, and also note she was in like a lot of movies where she had to do a lot of fighting. So she has some basic, knows how to throw a punch there, at least. So she can get, the bony knuckles to connect. I think, she could do this. But in a long fight, I think you're right. I think you look at Jen Anniston, and she like is fit as a fiddle, working out these crazy cool workouts. If you just check her Instagram, she's always up to something. So the longer the fight goes, I think you got Jen Anniston. But if it's a first rounder, Angelina's bony knuckles are connecting with that chin, and she's going down, folks. She's going down. Just like on the set of Mr. and Mrs.
I hear you. That's true. She does have a lot of prior knowledge in the fighting world.
And bony knuckles hurt, man. You ever seen them skinny guys with the fucking knuckly ass hands? It's like, ow. So, ow.
Like me?
Yeah, those are pretty bony. Ew, will you stop doing that?
Really, I have no fingers.
It looks like you're holding a fake hand up into the camera.
All right, well, what's next on your list?
Up next, this one, I'm going to go ahead and take you guys to my childhood and to kind of what I wish would have happened, because I'm not going to lie, they teased this for a lot of the first film, and they just never got to it. I'm talking about Buzz Lightyear versus Woody from Toy Story, damn it. Battle of the Toys. Because they competed for Andy's affection, and they found the friendship of a lifetime in each other. What if they had fought instead, Like, I want to see what happened if they settled the differences in the ring. And, Buzz, he's made of plastic. It's kind of like that Angelina Jolie bony knuckles theory versus Woody's mostly made of cloth. So Buzz packs the harder punch, but Woody has a hard head. So you can probably take that punch and use the head as a smashing device. Plus, Buzz is a space soldier and Woody's a cowboy. So they both have to have their own kind of fighting experience. But either way, it's sure to be a slobber knocker. And winner takes Andy. You put Andy in a, in a pole dangling there. Like, yeah, get me down. And then the toys fight for him,
Okay, I have a confession.
Go on.
I've never seen this movie.
What? You've never seen a Toy Story?
And so I don't know who Andy is. Is Andy the little kid?
Yeah, Andy's their owner. And the whole plot of it is that whoever is the favorite toy, Andy basically writes his name on the toy's foot. And at first it's Woody, this cowboy doll that he has. And it's always like, when the kid has the adventure and all the kids are playing, Woody's the hero. He's the man. And all of a sudden, this new doll comes out, the Buzz Lightyear doll. And it's like supposed to be the new it toy in town. The kid's mom gets it for him. brings it home, and now he loves Buzz. Puts his name on his foot, and now they both have the name of the foot. And Woody's feeling a little jealous. He's not getting played with as much. And then
Why is his name Woody? That's the name of a boner. What sick fuck chose that?
well, that's like an old cowboy name. The name, I feel
It
like all the
is?
'50s names reminds me of a wieners.
Like Dick Tracy?
Old Pecker Jones. That's right. He was the meanest cowboy in all the land. Oh, Dick Roberts there. He sure was a mean sack of shit, wasn't he? Oh, the old cock and roaster over there. Wait, what? That was too specific.
So, Woody was a space guy. No,
Woody
Buzz
was a
Lightyear
cowboy.
Woody
Buzz
was a
Lightyear,
cowboy.
space guy.
Don't cowboys have guns? Wouldn't that be an easy fight, or do they have to fight without guns? It's a
Well,
boxing match.
Well, yeah, I guess because here's the thing: Buzz Lightyear also has a little laser thing, a gun in his hand.
Okay, so they have to fight without their weapons.
Right. And technically they're toys, and they figure out in the movie that their weapons don't really work. Like Buzz Lightyear
Oh
thinks that
no!
his laser's gonna work when he's like just freshly made, and then once he's there, he just realizes it's like a little light, and then they become self-aware type of thing. The toys that are in Andy's already know that they're toys, but Buzz Lightyear thinks he's like the actual Buzz Lightyear until he's like sees all the other ones at the store. You should watch those movies. I'm not gonna lie, they're really good. They still hold up. So yeah, I guess they would just fight hand to hand, brother. And they are toys, so they have to have their own fictional. So I would say it's more of an MMA fight, anything goes type thing. Let them come up with some crazy schemes with what they got. Maybe Woody has a rope and you can lasso around it. I don't know. They're still pretty smart. They get into wacky adventures. It could be fun. Book it, Disney. Book it.
I would watch it. I'm not familiar with the story, but it's kind of like it's almost like Fred Flintstone versus the Jetson guy.
Yeah, they had
like old school versus new school. I watch that.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, well, next on my lists, I have Pete Davidson versus Kanye West. I'm gonna read the tweet. The text that was shared between them. Once upon a time, Pete Davidson was dating Kim Kardashian after she broke up with Kanye. And Kanye referred to Pete as Skeet. So Pete Davidson texted Kanye and said, "Yo, it's Skeet. Can you please take a second and calm down? It's 8 a.m. and don't gotta be like this. Kim is literally the best mother I've ever met. What she does for those kids is amazing, and you're so fucking lucky that she's your kid's mom. I decided I'm not going to let you treat us this way anymore. I'm done being quiet. Grow the fuck up." So then Kanye says, "Oh, you're using profanity? Where are you right now?"
Oh, he was going, "Oh, you using profanity? Where you at right now?"
And then Pete Davidson said, "In bed with your wife," and then sent a picture. Now, Pete Davidson's got a long reach because he's tall and lanky, but he's skinny. And so Kanye has some weight on him, but he's also short and a little out of shape. So I don't know who would win in this situation.
He's got that crazy energy, dude. So he could be like those dudes on like PCP that don't feel shit. He might be on
like
some
Mike
shit.
Tyson. I'm sorry, no, Mike Tyson. He was on bath salts with his appetite for ears.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a good fight because also, no offense to Pete, but he does not look in any way intimidating.
No way.
I would be more scared of Kanye doing some crazy shit than I would of Pete. I feel like no offense to Pete again. Maybe he's a killer. I don't know. But something tells me he's not. He just looks very friendly and nice and kind of nerdy. You know what I mean? He's like a lankier Adam Sandler who, at least Adam Sandler is very athletic, and he looks like he can, when he gets angry, he could be like his characters. I feel like those come from somewhere,
Yeah.
but Pete, no, I don't know. That's just me. So
I'll say this. I like Pete Davidson a lot, and I would hope he'd win. I don't know. I think you're right, though. I think that Kanye's got some of that crazy energy, and no matter what the size of the people that are fighting, you don't want to go up against Crazy.
Yeah, Crazy's just, Crazy's different. You hit Crazy. Sometimes Crazy starts bleeding. They're like, oh, this is really what you're thinking. They start like hitting themselves. I can do worse than that. And then it's like, how do you can't hurt Crazy. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, I think Kanye might get the KO. See what I did there with the K? The span.
Yeah.
Get right from the top of the head, too.
Well, I think that this would be a very fair match.
But to be fair, even if Kanye wins, Pete won with that text.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
In bed with your wife. Poosh.
I expect nothing less than that from Pete. I mean, he's a comedian, right. Of course.
That's also why you can't come out at a comedian like that. You can't, especially be attacked when they have time to think about their answer. Like, you beat. Like, you really should have thought about it. Because, Kanye is a rapper, so he's used to roasting, but comedians are on a whole different level. There's levels to this shit.
I bet you, though, that picture and that text that went around town is probably the beginning of the end of him and Kim. I bet Kim was probably like, I cannot believe you did that. I'm so embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? They didn't last long after that.
Kim released a sex tape, to be fair. So, I don't know. Maybe a different woman. But, here.
Maybe.
And she kissed him on SNL. She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. Kim's not stupid. Anyway.
What's next on your list?
This one is really a battle of two dudes that my girlfriend would definitely leave me for. It's a battle for the ultimate sexy Chris supremacy.
Oh, who am I up against?
Oh, well, it's Chris Evans versus Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, it was close. The viewers voted for it.
Wow,
it was very close. He just won by 99.5% of the votes. But you got a few in there. I'm for sure were you.
I know how you really feel about me. It's fine.
It wasn't me, I swear. It was the listeners. Talent listeners.
And I've been using that purple toothpaste. I've been using that purple toothpaste. I've been using that purple toothpaste. I really thought I was getting some progress here.
But it's just
I thought I went from a 6 to a 10 overnight.
Yeah, but it was
not even in the competition.
They didn't tell you which kind of 10 you'd be. It was an Oklahoma 10, so you kind of take what you can get in these things.
I'll tell you, that's true. A New York 4 is like an Alabama 20.
Right.
That's so true.
There's levels.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a roasting. There's levels to this shit. But anyways.
Poop taste. Toothpaste. I've never made that mistake before. Of course, on the air I would. Okay.
That's why no one wants to get close to you. What the fuck? That smells like shit, man.
My microphone just melted. Just kidding. All right, so go ahead. You got two sexy aren't me.
Chris Hemsworth. You got Captain America versus Thor here. Two marble ripped dudes that, again, Julie would definitely leave me for. She loves them, and it's kind of sad to watch the twinkle that comes over her eye whenever they come in the TV screen. She's definitely never looked at me like that. I'll tell you that much. It's quite sad. But I don't blame
Hmm.
them. They're hot, and they're both massive too, especially when they're about to
Yes.
play their iconic Marvel roles. So the question is, who actually took the fight training classes to audition for the role, and who lets the CGI do its thing, brother? That's the question there. But I don't
I
know. Go on.
would vote for Chris Hemsworth.
I was just about to say it's also because he's Australian, and I just something tells me that Australians are just pound for pound tougher. I don't know for no particular reason. Well, to be fair, Australia was started as a jail, so I just feel like everybody. It was like a Rikers Island type thing, or not Rikers Island. Fuck the one off on San Francisco where
Alcatraz.
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 That's what it was. Yeah, Alcatraz Island. It was, but bigger. It was supposed to be where you sent the meanest motherfuckers that you wanted to keep away from civilization. So that's where it all started. So I just feel like Australians are tougher. You know what I mean? But that's just me. That's just me. So, and he's bigger. And I've seen some boxing clips of him training for like fitness
Yeah,
purposes.
dude.
He looks pretty good. He looks like he could handle his own. But I don't know. I don't want to discount Chris Evans because he also looks like he could get angry. He's like one of those nice guys that you probably wouldn't want to piss off. So I don't know. It'd be a tough battle for sure.
There isn't there like I'm googling it right now. Isn't there like some show called like Limitless with Chris or something? Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. Is on an epic mission to discover how to live better for longer. With the help of world-class experts, family, and friends, he's pushing himself to new limits to try and stop the diseases of old age before they take hold. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that is like reality or if it's scripted.
Oh, it's
but
reality. And he actually took like a few months off of acting as a result of the show because he found that he had a gene through one of his episodes that made him predisposed later on in life to like Alzheimer's. I think it was either Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, but I think it was Alzheimer's. And but since thanks to the show he caught it so early, there are things that you can do to start taking steps at this age to hopefully make it better. And also, obviously, he's a multi-cajillionaire, so you know that helps. But you know, it's the show actually is giving him like real life use for himself, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Good for him. Good for him.
What is the movie he's in on Netflix? It's like the extraction, the extractor or something.
The Extractor.
It sounds like a dentist gone wrong, you know,
He
gone
removed
rogue.
the fist.
The
I think that's what it is.
extraction.
Chris. Yeah, The Extraction. That's what it is.
He is a bad bitch in both those movies. I mean, goddamn, even without superpowers, he is a bad motherfucker.
He's just
Chris
badass.
Hemsworth all the way.
There's something about Australians that are just so badass about them. He looks so cool. I just Googled it. He's like holding the knife.
Hello, mate.
I'm gonna fuck you up, mate. Yeah, no, I love the Australian.
Crikey.
I was just about to say shrimp on the barbie, but that's sorry, Australia. We love you. Yeah,
Well,
I think Chris Hemsworth would win. He's
at
just
least maybe it's just wishful thinking because I love him so much. I would love to be in bed with Chris Hemsworth and we could both yell out Chris in pure passion.
Chris.
Or stop it. Stop
Yeah.
calling me that. I'm my own person. So next on my list is a very famous, or should I say infamous, former president, Donald Trump versus Michael Pence.
Are you talking about me? Okay, because I would totally beat him up. Okay, because I'm the toughest president that ever lived. Okay, I could beat up Washington. Okay, I could beat up Lincoln. Okay, I could definitely beat up Teddy Roosevelt. You know, he was in a wheelchair and stuff. I just push it over. You know, and most of it because they're all dead. but I would kick
Yeah,
their
and
ass.
Taft, wasn't that a president? Taft?
That's right. I would whoop him.
I think he was fat and got
Okay.
stuck in a bathtub.
That's right. It was me. I put him there. I just wanted to prove that I was the toughest. Okay, and that's why
Okay.
I have little steps that I can get in and out of my bathtub, especially after eating a couple Big Macs in there. It gets tough to move around. Okay, believe me.
Donald Trump tweeted this on January 6th. He said, Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution, giving states a chance to certify a corrected set of facts, not the fraudulent or inaccurate ones which they were asked to previously certify. USA demands the truth. And this is one of many tweets that helped to incite a riot. And he's on trial now because of his involvement in trying to overturn the election in 2020.
That's right.
So I think that Mike Pence definitely got the raw end of the stick because I think that they were screaming they were going to lynch him. Weren't they going to hang him
They
during
were
the?
killing him. They were after him too. And
That's
and
so
now that he
scary.
came out to speak against it and against Trump, the Republicans are taking a giant shit on him now, and it's like, ugh, sucks for him. Now it's the cult of Trump. So
Horrible. So I think that Mike Pence might like to get in the ring with Donald Trump, and
yeah,
I think Donald Trump also, even though we all know that Mike Pence had nothing to do with the election, I think that Donald Trump would still like to be able to point the finger somewhere and beat the hell out of that person.
I think Mike
They would
Pence.
both enjoy this.
I just think Mike Pence has so much pent up anger against Donald that he would end up coming out on top, and he'd be that. Remember, I don't know if you remember in like middle school when that someone who would usually get picked on a lot would like snap and fight whoever it was they're getting bullied. They would like cry while they were fighting. It's like, stop making fun of me. Like that would be
Yeah, like in A Christmas Story, Ralphie,
yeah.
right?
That's right. So I think that's exactly how Mike Pence will be hitting. And let's be honest, Donald, I know his supporters like to like Photoshop his head on like Sylvester Stallone's Rambo body and shit like that, and they have some weird delusion that he's like in great shape, even though he fucking looks like an artichoke, with like a skinny bottom and like just it's he's in terrible shape, you know what I mean? I saw him hit a golf ball recently in a video, and the man is not looking at his finest. So I think he just has like a one-shot chance that he's going to trip and fall and land on Mike Pence, and Mike Pence not going to be able to get off. But other than
Mike
that,
Pence might enjoy it.
right.
I think Mike Pence has been preparing for this match his whole life, and he's been preparing by watching men oil wrestle on his spare time.
That's right. That's all he was doing. He was just getting recon. That explains
like this. Yes.
I'm so ready. He's just oiling himself every night in preparation. And he had numerous training sessions in his office. I'm just saying he was just training. He would bring the most talented oil male wrestlers in the world just so he could show them what he's made of. So it was all for his betterment. There was nothing gay about it. And then that's one time they brought in a horse, and he did that whole weird speech, but we don't talk about that.
The best feeling inside a man is inside a horse or something.
So wait, what? Mr. Vice President, you're here to talk about economic policy.
He was like, "Oh, sorry, I just heard E, and I thought about the last time I said E."
Mr. Vice President,
economic.
You also have a massive erection, Mr. Vice President. Can you
Yum.
Oh yeah.
Well, who's next on your list?
Anyways, I'm down to two more of mine.
Two more?
two more on my end. And this one is a battle. I'm going to go back to my childhood because I was a big video game guy. I still am, love them. But I would always, as a 90s kid, see the battle of Nintendo versus Sega. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Who's the better console? What has the better games? They had similar things, and they had iconic characters as well that were always pitted against each other in dream matches that we never got to see. And it was Mario versus Sonic the Hedgehog. And I just always wished I could see that because Sonic, he has the speed factor covered, but one of the greatest heavyweight boxing champions of the world in history was also a little Italian man by the name of Rocky Marciano. So you can't count Mario out. Those little Italian guys, they got a little. Plus, he can shoot fireballs out of his hands, and he can double up in size as needed. And while Sonic has the ability to turn to Supersonic, some of the later games, Mario can hit a star thing and become invincible. So this is a toss-up as who wins. But one that I really wish I could have seen, especially as a kid. The 90s kid in me is like, always wanted to know.
You know what? Mario's a plumber.
Yeah, but he probably had to deal with some dudes that didn't want to pay up,
Maybe. My vote is for Sonic because what was Mr. Robotnik? Was that the villain?
Mm-hmm.
He was a big fat turd, and he was a lot bigger than Mario, and he was able to beat his ass down to size. So my vote goes for
But Mario
Sonic.
beat up Bowser in the movies, or not in the movies, in the games.
Well, but could Mario have done that without the use of the feathers and?
Oh, so you're saying that performance enhancement drugs are coming into the mix?
Yeah.
Well, it is a video game, so they each have their thing. Sonic, you gotta also use some of those power ups that he has available to him. So it's tough. It's tough. I will say, if this was like a Mortal Kombat type of scenario, which is really what I would want to see, maybe Sonic is so fast that I could see like a cool fatality where he kicks Mario in the nuts like 73 times in 0.5 seconds, and then he rips out of his heart as Mario's too busy holding his nuts in pain. I don't know. I could see. I mean, I guess I could see it. And Robotnik had these crazy ass robots that he would build that Sonic would have to beat up, which I guess are bigger than Bowser. So yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll go with Sonic. I agree.
I do like this match. It's like klepto versus klepto because one was obsessed with coins, the other one's obsessed with rings. But
That's right. That's right. That's true. They were just hide your purses, baby. Where's Marjorie Perkins? Where you at? Hide your shit.
Well, next for me is do our listeners know who Lauren Boebert is?
Yeah, I think by now. Well, the ones in America do.
Well, she is a very extreme right-winged conservative politician. She's a congresswoman from Colorado. And she barely won the last election by a handful of votes.
Yeah, 40-something votes. And no, we're not saying this because she's right-wing and because we identify a certain way. There are some right-wingers who are not, or I guess not any left-wingers or right-wingers. When you're too far either side, you lose me. But there's Republicans that are not so bad. This fucking lady is a goddamn idiot.
Yeah.
She talks about, being a good Christian and shit, but she was like a teen mom, and her kid is also a teen mom with a 16-year-old girl. It's very questionable. Her husband fucking flashed someone and flashed an underage girl in a bowling alley.
Yeah,
it's very sketchy shit. She's very unqualified. I don't think she graduated high school. She should not be in her position, and she just uses it to create these ridiculous sideshows out of the whole thing, as opposed to getting anything done. So that's why I think.
Totally. Well, she and Chelsea Handler aren't the best of friends. Now, Chelsea Handler is a comedian, very liberal, and is one of my favorite people in the world. I've seen her live before. Oh, what a talent! But when she was filling in for Jimmy Kimmel, this is Chelsea Handler. She had some comments about Lauren Boebert, and Lauren Boebert got very upset. And I would just love to see these two duke it out. So, Lauren Boebert said that the founding fathers never intended for separation of church and state. And
That's literally what they fucking.
that's exactly what they said. So then Chelsea Handler said, if you're so keen on what the founding fathers thought, one thing they definitely thought is that women should shut the fuck up in public and not vote and not be elected to Congress. So she's pretty much like, unless you had a dick, then you didn't get any attention. She said, I don't think you do have a dick, do you? I know your husband does because he allegedly showed it to some young ladies in a bowling alley.
Wait. Hold on, we gotta hit her with. Just like Skeet, she wanted that. But go on.
And then Chelsea Handler told the crowd to Google Lauren Boebert and diarrhea because apparently Lauren owned a restaurant and served undercooked pork sliders at a rodeo and gave dozens of people diarrhea. So I think between the two of them, and they were to fight, which would be a great. I love seeing chicks fight just in general, but between the two of them, I know for a fact Chelsea Handler would beat the fuck out of Lauren Boebert because I know that she's got that little bit of the edge, but I also know that she's an avid runner and she keeps fit.
Yeah, they're both. I have to say they're both pretty fit ladies. Lauren Boebert, I can say a lot of things about her, but she's not an unattractive, unfit woman. She's in good shape. But I do agree. I think I just feel like Chelsea would beat her up in a fair fight. However, I will say Lauren Boebert strikes me as the type of girl that would be like, look, what's over there? And then fucking like stick her eyes and or her nails in Chelsea's eyes. Like,
Yeah, she was quite unfair.
Stand in her face and blind her while the ref isn't looking. She would be dirty. You know damn well she would fucking cheat to win. So you gotta.
And then after Chelsea Handler won, Lauren Boebert would be like, I don't agree, recount.
Yes. It was bullshit. It was rigged. It's like, Miss Boebert, you got clearly knocked out. You were unconscious for 17 minutes. You woke up backstage. I was totally awake. I was just planning my strategy, you see. No, yeah, she would definitely complain the whole time and act like she won.
Yep. But wouldn't you love to see Chelsea beat the fuck out of her?
Yes, I would. I'm not gonna lie. You said you never want to like wish violence on people. I agree, but good lord, I would like to see that fight.
Me too.
I would pay
to
see that.
Are you there, vodka? Me, Chelsea.
And maybe Chelsea Handler does like to show her gazongas a lot, so maybe they can do it for breast cancer and throw it in with Mike Pence's oily pool, and they just get in there and go at it.
Nice. I'd watch that.
Once they clean out all the Mike Pence juices, though, after he's been in there, not after his training sessions.
Yeah, Mike Pence, why are the pages of your Bible sticky? Well.
Jesus, I had to punish myself. I did.
Now you have one left, and this
is
a very good one.
Oh yeah, especially because these two have been jabbing at each other in the news recently, and even a challenge was laid out, so it might happen. And this is, of course, the battle of the nerds. In one hand, let me get my little. Then one corner, you have the nerdy McNerd, who mostly stole an idea, but damn it, he's a gajillionaire now with all the money to spend on jiu-jitsu classes. You got Mark Zuckerberg against another nerdy McNerd, who literally took Twitter and just took it to shit. Now I hate it, but damn it. Good for him because he's rich enough to do it. It's Elon Musk. And I'm not going. These guys have been beefing recently, and they literally went as far as to one of them issuing an official fight challenge, which is obviously unlikely to happen. But Mark Zuckerberg is apparently like a trained killer these days. He's like a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. So in an MMA fight, he'd have the upper hand, and he's been training with like Israel Adesanya and the UFC fighter. He's been really getting in there. So put them in a boxing ring, though. I don't know what would happen, but I just feel like Zuckerberg's actually been training to become a killer with his Facebook money. So I kind of think he would win.
Wait, so you said that he stole an idea? Did he steal it from MySpace?
The Winklevoss twins. Remember the movie? Have you seen the movie?
I've never seen the movie. I'm a loser.
You damn. See,
I just go to bars and waste my money.
Just sat at home during the 90s watching, in the early 2000s, watching Golden Girls remakes with his parents. So you can't blame him for
With my grandma, thank you. We love Blanche.
So apparently, long story short, Zuckerberg's first thing was basically like, it was more like a hot or not was his first like type of thing. It was a swipe. Is this person hot or not? And it would kind of rank the people around in your dorm. But the Winklevosses were apparently the ones who like thought up with the whole framework for Facebook and all that. And but he like basically stole the idea, and took the money and ran. And then he eventually had to pay them out a big settlement for like, I think it was like $150 million or something like that. But Facebook has made billions, you know what I mean? So, however, they were rich already, and like I said, they got 150 mil, so they're fine, they're cool. But yeah, he apparently did a lot of people dirty on his way to the top. So that also goes to show that Zucky Suck is not afraid to fight dirty.
Okay, so saying he would definitely win.
I think so, and he's younger. And I don't know. Elon is also, he strikes me as like very egocentric type of dude where he would not even train for the fight. He'd just be like, oh, I'm going to beat him up. I'll be fine. And then Mark Zuckerberg, meanwhile, would be in the gym every day like Mr. T and Rocky 3. You know what I mean? Just training for that fight. So I agree. I think this
train like what was that movie called? It was with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Kickboxer or Bloodsport?
Kickboxer. Yeah, he trained like that.
Yeah.
Remember when Jean-Claude Van Damme had that really weird dance sequence? What? Anyway, Zuckerberg, I would bet money on you, and I would love to see you in that fight. You got the dance down.
I watch it every night before I go to bed. I wait till Julie goes to sleep, and then I pull out my special lotion.
All right, so my last one. I'm gonna read
the last one on the list. Hold on, this one.
I'm gonna read a tweet.
Or is it an X now? I don't know. Well, back then it was a tweet, so it's grandfathered in. But I don't even know what to call it now when you send a tweet, because now they don't. Did you X something? I don't know.
I don't understand.
Let us know.
So this person tweeted, my mom asked me today, when will that Sarah Jessica Parker, that hypocrite, leave you alone? Your continuous reaching out is a painful reminder of how cruel you really were then and now. Let me make this very clear, if I haven't already. You're not my family. You're not my friends. So I'm writing to tell you one last time to stop exploding our tragedy in order to restore your nice girl persona. She also said, I don't need your love or support at this tragic time. So I believe that this was Kim Cattrall. I believe that her brother passed away, and Sarah Jessica Parker tweeted, thinking of you, and Kim was like, I don't want anything from you. So Their turmoil was their feud was so bad that when they revisited Sex and the City, everyone was on board except for Kim Cattrall.
That's right.
And so everyone would love to know what really happened between these two girls. But not me. I'd rather watch them duke this shit out in the ring. So you got Sarah Jessica Parker, and you've got who is Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City, and you got Kim Cattrall, who is the very sex positive Samantha.
That's not Samantha of you. Anyways, I do think, now here's the thing. Now, Kim Cattrall is back on the show now, which is crazy. I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
That was some beef.
Money
Which goes to
talks.
show. Yeah, exactly. Money talks. If Guns N' Roses come back together and Kim Cattrall and Sarah Jessica Parker can get back together, you and your ex have a chance, people. So hit them up. Call them 10 times tonight after getting drunk. That'll totally work every time. But I do wonder if maybe that's how they settled it behind the scenes before she came back in the show. It was like Rocky 3, the ending, where Apollo Creed showed Rocky the eye of the tiger. And the whole movie, Rocky's like, well, what do I gotta, why are you doing this for me? And Apollo's like, oh, because you owe me one. And then what he owed him was a one-on-one fight behind the scenes with no one watching, where they were able 10 rounds. And the movie ends with both of them throwing a fist and about to connect with each other. And you wonder, who won? Who won? So that's what I feel like maybe could have happened here. That would have been dope. Who do you think would win, though? I feel like I kind of feel like Samantha, Kim Cattrall might be meaner. I feel like she might win this one.
I think that Sarah Jessica Parker is just so tiny and skinny. I feel a bad dog in her because I think I look like her. But I think I think I look like the male version of her. Yeah, we both have kind of like horse faces, so I think she's looking more and more like Skeletor every day, and I think she could break in half pretty easily by one of Kim Cattrall's karate kicks. So I think Kim Cattrall I think Kim Cattrall would definitely win.
And I feel like something just tells me Kim has that anger in her. You know what I mean? Like when you're like really angry at someone, you start seeing red. Yeah, it's like But it's tough to stop a person like that. It's almost like crazy. You literally just go crazy for a minute. So I agree. I just think that Kim would fuck her up. I don't think it would even be close, to be honest with you. unless Sarah Jessica Parker is like you and has a bunch of metal in her face. So, maybe you hit her and say,
She can't be the only bionic. No, she can't be bionic like me. I'm the only one.
That's right.
I'm basically a gay superhero.
The $6 million
super titanium twinkazoid.
The titanium twink. Oh my god,
dude, that's a huge mug. That's like the size of your head.
I know it's pretty massive, but I needed it today.
Oh my gosh, look how small my mug is compared to your mug.
But this is hopefully my one cup of coffee of the day, but I don't know. But to be fair, I didn't drink it black. I had a lot of milk to it. And I can't tell who's who. Is that the mug? The shit? I don't know.
Oh, here I am. For those listening, my mug has a huge turd on it, a poop emoji.
That's right. That's good. That's good.
Smiles.
That's good. It's the giant poop emoji, because that's when you're drinking shitty coffee. What else you better look at?
Yeah, it's Brazilian coffee.
Straight out of us Mario's underwear.
Yeah.
So it's extra shitty. So let us know what you thought of our list. Who do you think would win these epic fights? Do you have your own celebrity fights? This is definitely a topic we can revisit. And let us know and give us a like and a follow on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on TikTok. That's on YouTube. That's on Twitter. And, of course, give me a follow at Carlos Does the World. That's also on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Threads, on YouTube, and Carlos Does World on Twitter. And follow my good buddy Seema over there at chris.more.comedy on Instagram, on TikTok, and see more comedy on the old Twitter machine, or I guess X. That's still weird to me.
When did that go into effect?
Now it's official. Now if you go on there, it's X. It's so weird. I don't like it.
I don't like
Don't
it.
always be Twitter to me, damn it. So, but let us know. Follow us on all social channels. And on that note, Mr. Mo, it's time to go. So why don't you get us out of here?
I motion to adjourn this meeting so I can go beat some bitches up.
And that's what he calls his penis. And I said All right, Mr. Mo, go beat some bitches up. See ya.
Now.